Good evening.
No, not yet.
I'd like to call to order, almost. One moment, please. Technical difficulties. Oh, I was trying to give you a break. Okay. Good evening. I'd like to call to order the City of Daly City Recreation Commission meeting for Tuesday, October 25th. Would you all please stand and join me in the pledge to the flag?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Could we have roll call, please?
Commissioner Arroyo is absent. Commissioner Sison. Commissioner Proaño. Vice Chair Pastor.
Here.
And Chair Kelly.
Here, Commissioner Peranio does plan on joining us a little bit later this evening. Could I have a motion to approve the agenda, please?
I'd like to enter a motion to approve this evening's agenda.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the agenda is approved. You have a copy of the minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You want to take a minute if you haven't had a chance to review them?
Everyone has?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you've had a chance to review, I would make a motion to approve.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I said, who? You made the motion?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay, Director's report. Mr. Curran.
Good evening, Chair Kelly and members of the Commission. A couple of short director's reports, starting with our new favorite topic, pickleball. Pickleball's been around for quite a while, but it has suddenly exploded in the Bay Area, and it sort of came to a head last week, which is why I put it on your agenda. There's actually a petition that's been circulating to all cities in San Mateo County, to the city councils and city managers. It didn't directly come to us, but there were pages and pages of signatories on this petition for cities to implement pickleball, designate areas for pickleball. And I thought, well, how timely, because I think we might have talked about it at one of the previous meetings. We did, through the generosity of the Daly City Police Athletic League, get a grant for about $2,500 in the summer to purchase pickleball equipment, which we never have had in Daly City. So we, with the Bay Area Pickleball Association, started pickleball at Pacelli Gym, and it happens every Tuesday and Thursday indoors from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And it's a standard open gym type fee schedule. And it's been quite popular. We can fit 4 courts in a Pacelli Gym. We are looking in the future to possibly expand at War Memorial, because the gym floors in War Memorial are actually have the court markings for badminton, and pickleball uses the exact same dimensions. Obviously, the net is low if you're not familiar with pickleball. I did, just so you can get a sense of what it looks like, there is a book. These are the paddles that they use. You want to pass that around. And the ball that they use is a plastic ball, very similar to a wiffle ball that kids use to play, with plastic bats. It's an indoor-outdoor sport. The reality is, in Daly City, the ball is so light that in the prevailing winds here it would be kind of tricky. We have seen people playing on the tennis courts at Westlake, but for this part of the world, and especially as we move into the rainy season, it's definitely an indoor sport. The court dimensions are relatively small, too, so you can fit a number of courts into a gymnasium, and they play simultaneously and, for the most part, stay out of each other's way. They play singles, they play doubles, and the age groups are really interesting, because it's, a sport that any age can engage in, but the tendency is for people 50 and over. And what we're seeing specifically, a lot of recent retirees, so, relatively young, fit people continuing active lifestyle by playing a sport that's relatively low impact. They can get a good aerobic workout. They play sets up to 11. And I have not yet played pickleball myself, but I've watched them, and players work up quite a sweat, in a relatively short amount of time. So it's a good aerobic workout for folks. We sat here a few months ago and talked about all of our budget cuts. So the reality is we don't have the staff to roll this out across the city, but through the generosity of some volunteers at the local Pickleball Association is committed. It really helped us get off the ground at Pacelli. We're hoping for some similar support so that in the not too distant future we can have this incorporated into the open gym time at War Memorial. Coincidentally, too, we are about due for a court resurfacing in the Pacelli gym. It's been about 5 years, I think, since the last time they sanded down and repaint, and it presented an opportunity to add the painted permanent stripes for pickleball courts. Right now, we've laid down that blue painter's tape, which in a pinch is working, but it would be nice to have the floors permanently marked, and
Cool.
that's it.
Yeah, well, I know that it's one of those things it is growing very quickly, so it's kind of nice that people are enthusiastic about something
Yeah, it's strange.
besides, looking at your phone to go find something.
It was Pokemon Go a few months ago, and
Yeah,
right
now
now,
it's pickleball.
at least
Yeah.
for the moment,
It's
people are
pickleball.
basking in the glow of pickleball. It
Oh.
is a sport that started in the early 60s up in the Seattle area, and it just never really worked its way down here, and all of a sudden it took off in San Francisco and a handful of communities in the East Bay, and they came to us and said,
Well, I first heard about it when Carol Klatt moved to Las Vegas. The community that they moved into had a pickleball team, and they were actively soliciting new residents to join them, and she thought it looked like fun, so.
Yeah, it'd be great. We have a lot of activities for seniors at the Dolger Senior Center. A lot of them are exercise, low impact aerobics and Zumba and that kind of stuff. And we're hoping to lure some folks over across the parking lot to play pickleball. We've had players as old as 70. Doesn't mean that we can't have them at 75 or 80. So.
Yeah, no, good. That's wonderful.
Through the chair, so it's the times that is at Pacelli Gym is Tuesdays and Thursdays?
Tuesdays and Thursdays from 11 in the morning to 2 p.m.
I have to get over there this Thursday to take a look.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, if you're free,
Yeah.
the gym is open, and you
Yeah.
can come be a spectator and check it out. I would encourage you to do that.
Right.
Wonderful.
And I know Commissioner Sassone is very much a tennis advocate. And what was interesting about the petition that's circulating in San Mateo County, there was a demand in there to convert tennis courts for the exclusive purpose of playing pickleball. And I will tell you adamantly, we're not contemplating that. I left my office at Westlake Park when it was already dark, and there were people playing tennis in the dark out there. I mean, we don't have enough tennis courts. We're not going to take any tennis courts away, just in case people were wondering.
Yeah, in fact, it's complementary to any racket sport, especially in the 70s, 80s. The racquetball came in,
Right.
and then there was also booming tennis after that. So it always complements, because kids, they grow into another level. So they're very curious about tennis. And right now, I was helping the Wilmerding tennis program. And there's a huge trend of women playing tennis. And they've been to badminton. I always ask where you come from, ping pong. And so pickleball will just contribute to the...
It absolutely does. And in fact, it has the same court dimensions as badminton. The paddle that you passed around is very similar to ping pong, but you're standing on the table rather
Yeah.
than behind it.
Yeah.
And there's elements of tennis, and the net is like a tennis net. So
Let's also consider badminton if it's in the gym. At least give them, I think there is a badminton association somewhere.
We do have, we have badminton players in Daly City for sure, both at War Memorial.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, if you've ever been to the Lincoln Community Center, which is not a gym at all,
Yeah.
there is a group that likes to, not they don't engage in competitive games, but they whack the birdie around inside Lincoln.
Really?
A pretty good-sized group.
So for the naivety of the sport, is it a ball that's kept off the ground and hit over a net, or is it bounce?
Pickleball?
Yeah,
It bounces like tennis.
okay.
Yeah, in fact, we should actually accommodate them as long as we leave some for the tennis people.
I think
Some
for-
tool.
For now, I think we'll
If it-
keep them indoors.
Unless the
Yeah.
demand is going, and then we just put some lines, and in fact, the mini tennis, the kids tennis, we have those, that softball, the dimensions are actually the same
Oh,
from
interesting.
the pickleball, so we could have that, and then have the kids also come in with tennis with a softer ball.
Yeah.
So
If-
it's
if-
complementary.
If it grows, it's worth looking at.
Yeah.
Is somebody's microphone not on? Oh, your microphone.
Your mic's not on. Okay, so.
Oh, thank you.
Good, well, keep us posted as it grows, please.
Yeah.
Well, in fact, hopefully
Yeah.
Commissioner Vice Chair Pastor can come visit, and then maybe
Join the
we'll,
team.
and if you go, they will make sure you
Sure, put a racket in my
participate.
hand.
But yeah, maybe in a few months, we can do another presentation, have some pictures, and
And,
Yeah.
yeah,
if there's interest in going over
Yeah.
the rules. The mentors out there, the volunteers, claim that one of the differences from pickleball compared to a lot of the other sports is the learning curve.
Yeah.
You know, that you can pretty much absorb the rules.
And enjoy it.
7 minutes
Yeah.
is what they
Yeah.
say.
And everybody enjoys it immediately.
Yeah.
It's not so tough. Yeah.
good.
That's
Okay.
nice. Okay.
All right,
Good.
so what else have you got, sir?
The other thing I have is I just wanted to put this on your radar. For those of you who've been around, you're aware that we've had some long-term agreements with St. Ignatius College Preparatory for use of our facilities. Those agreements, there's several agreements out there, but the baseball team, SI, uses Marchbank Park pretty much exclusively during the high school baseball season. They also contributed $250,000 originally toward the construction of the synthetic turf field at Paulicita. So they have,
Oh, nice.
through that agreement, their $250,000 contribution gave them priority for about 10 years. Well, those agreements are both coming due. So we will be meeting with them in the next couple weeks. In fact, I think we're meeting right before our next commission meeting to kind of see where they are, what their intent is going forward. Fields, as you know, are really in demand in Daly City, both baseball and synthetic fields for soccer. Marchbank is really our only high school age field in the entire city, if you don't count the high schools. And speaking of the high schools, we met with Westmore High School last week. That entire campus is undergoing a major renovation, I want to say to the tune of about $130 million. And part of that will be a brand-new baseball and softball fields that will be synthetic. But during the construction period, they won't have a home field, so they've got their eyes on Marchbank as well. And Jeff has used Marchbank, so we'll keep you posted to see how that develops.
Is the tennis included there? The tennis courts by Westmore?
They are moving the tennis courts, but they are. I think that would have been a good presentation. Maybe we'll do that one next time too.
Okay,
They are building brand spanking new tennis courts, but not where the old ones are.
Yes.
On the other side, close to the parking lot.
Perfect.
And like I said, they'll have 2 new fields. They're building a brand spanking new 500-seat performing arts theater.
wow.
All new wood shop, metal shop, and
Perfect.
science classrooms.
Perfect.
They are going to completely refurbish the quad area, the plaza between buildings.
That's good,
Perfect.
that's needed
It
it
is
for a
an
long time.
incredibly.
Yeah,
Is there a presentation next time we could check it out in a meeting? The presentation on that or any?
I can see if we can get a representative from
Yeah.
the school. I know they made it to the high school board of trustees, so maybe they can just do a,
And just a
Yeah.
verbal, tell us what's going on.
pictures
and-
are pretty cool
Yeah,
too.
no, but you know what I mean,
Mhm.
just know,
I can help also in the future, the programming for the tennis, for the summer programs. And
Yeah.
just for your information, I talked to Larry Bauer, the CEO of the Giants. His children play tennis.
Ah,
So I mentioned to him, and I'm helping them coach. In fact, through your email, I followed up, and they said as soon as we're ready, they'll be ready to give us some sponsorships and the people who are also their clients.
that would be wonderful.
So yeah,
You know, we've talked about this at one of our meetings too, how,
yeah.
sponsorships certainly are something
yeah,
we
it's
want
gonna
to
be,
make.
it's the
there.
only way we're really gonna get anything in the
I
future.
was at San Francisco State over the weekend in the main gymnasium there. You can't help but notice the banners, corporate sponsors
Yeah.
Yeah,
all on the
yeah.
inside.
No, they're ready,
So-
yeah.
Yeah.
No, but
Well,
I
that's
I don't see us being able to expand too many things without help from the community,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
yeah.
And there's so much
Good.
money out there right now,
Yeah.
whether it's from the Giants or Genentech
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
Oracle,
Whatever.
whoever.
Yeah.
We just need to have the right program to ask them.
Yeah.
So thank you. Yeah, no, I would be interested in maybe in the next meeting or so, or getting some information about
Get
that.
an invitation out, yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice to see that they're doing improvements over there because, again, as Commissioner Sison knows, we don't have a really good tennis facility anywhere in
No.
the city. Our main courts at Gellert, Hillside, and Westlake, they all need repair. I was hoping it was going to be on capital improvements. In fact, I think we told somebody at one of our meetings. that-
You said
that-
you were looking into it. You
It
didn't
was on
promise
the
it.
list. It got bumped into future years, but
Yeah,
the need is immediate, and hope these new courts can't get built soon enough.
that's right, that's right.
Okay, good. Thank you.
I also want to add before we adjourn this evening that we had a program at Westlake Park last Friday night, a screening of Hocus Pocus along with
Trick or
the
Trunk.
Trunk or Treat. And I got to say, I was a little bit skeptical when staff floated the idea. And I thought, okay, this is Daly City doing an outdoor movie. We'll see. Probably about 175 people showed up.
I heard
Turnout.
from people who came to Make a Difference Day on Saturday, how much fun it was, and that they hope that something like that happened next summer, that they hope that there were more opportunities for that kind of thing. I thought, wow, for, a good try, they were nervous about it, and, the kids loved it, the families loved it, so,
Staff had a good time. We were a little bit anxious because the day started very overcast and foggy and kind of cleared up. And we didn't have wind. It was definitely cold out there. I stayed for the whole thing. It was chilly, but we didn't have wind, and it was, you can bundle up and watch the
Yeah.
movie, and people had a good time.
yeah.
We've talked about this, and we actually have tried before and and have failed. So the planets lined up right on Friday to get that size crowd out there.
Right.
We've got a relatively small window for evening outdoor programming where we're not being completely ridiculous, especially at our parks and
Right.
have magnets for fog in them. But we've talked about also doing, hopefully next year, like a family camp out evening so people can actually spend the night at Westlake Park and do a campfire program, maybe a movie like that. And, the good thing
Yeah.
is we have Pacelli Gym if the weather turns nasty. And fortunately, on Friday night, the weather cooperated. It was a really good time.
Yeah, no, wonderful.
That'll be neat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
looking
I
forward.
did hear good things about that, so.
Commissioners
Okay,
report?
any commissioners' reports this evening?
Not except that had a nice time visiting the Phil M. Heritage event at the Pacelli. And once again, listening to Janelle Ferrer, if I said that correctly, who sang the two national anthems. Because the previous Thursday, I saw her do it at the Levi Stadium.
That's what I heard.
So, and she knocked it out of the park there as well. So it was a nice treat to see her twice in 1 week. Yeah. Great event by all, and thank you to the staff for putting that together, Romeo and the group. So
And again, it was another event that the attendance is steadily growing, and that was our largest turnout
right.
ever.
Good, congratulations. Okay, you have some announcements?
Couple of quick ones. Coming up this Friday, October 28th. That is this Friday already. How did that
It
happen?
is.
Yep.
Returning to Giamono Pool for the Haunted Pool Swimming and Carnival. I participated in that last year, and I got to say, I've been into lots of little haunted houses, and what they do with the classroom next to the pool is worth the price of admission. They really put a lot of time and energy for one night of fun. And then they dim the lights in the pool. It's a little different. There's definitely a Halloween atmosphere and family fun in the pool from 6:30 to 9:30. Again, that's this Friday, October 28th, Giamono Pool. It's $8, the fee to get in. And then looking a little bit further ahead, we're doing a lot of plugging for this because we want to get 1,000 people here at the Civic Center for the Light Up Our World event. It's a festival to support arts and culture in Daly City, and that's going to be Saturday, November 19th. I believe that's the Saturday prior to Thanksgiving.
Yes.
And it's free. It will take place right here at City Hall. There's all kinds of entertainment lined up, culminating in an event. There will be 1,000 LED lights, and they're trying to get people to come together on the lawn here at City Hall to form a heart to show support for the arts. So keep our fingers crossed that we get good weather that day.
Yeah.
We just might get 1,000 people. We'll see.
You never know.
Might be a late Indian summer day.
Yeah. If you invite them, they might come. Okay, we have no speaker cards this evening. So, can I have a motion to adjourn, please? I'll make the motion.
And I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned.
Okay.